Are you about to write the Pearson test of English in 2025? Then you're in the right channel. In today's video, I'll basically be focusing on how you can pass the Pearson test of English in 2025. Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Juliet from English Prep Class, and all I do on my channel is teach you how you can prepare and pass your Pearson test of English. If this sounds like that channel you're looking for, then click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get started already. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on how you can prepare for Pearson test of English in 2025, okay, and pass so that you can get the score that you need to use it for your migration or study purpose or whatever purpose you want to use the Pearson test of English for. Now, I've got the points written out here, so I stay on point. I'll stay on task and take you along so I don't forget the things I need to share. Now, the first thing I have written here is understand the structure and pattern of the exam, that is the test format. Now, prior to this time, Pearson used to be a fully computer-based exam that assesses the test taker's knowledge. It assesses your knowledge on speaking, writing, reading, and listening, and it's being scored by the computer. But recently, in November especially of 2024, there's been an introduction of human interferences, also looking at your responses to certain questions, especially in the speaking module and the writing module, to also give you your score. So that means that there's a mixture of computer-based or the AI scoring, and there's a mixture of human interferences giving you the right responses. So that is why you must not joke with your preparation for 2025. Now, I want to say that you need to understand the test structure, especially if you're writing this exam for the first time. First of all, what do you understand by PTE? That is the Pearson test of English. That's the full meaning. And you have 20 questions in all. That's overall questions. That doesn't mean that you don't have sub questions that make up those 20 questions, but the different question types are just 20. And it's a 2-hour exam, and you're meant to sit it in a sitting. So it's also like computer-based. There's no paper version of it. That's the format of the exam. Now, for some tests, you can actually decide to start from the listening module. But for the Pearson test of English, the computer version, which is the only version they have, you have to start from the speaking module. And for the speaking module, you do not have to speak to a human person, like a human figure, like how we do in the IELTS. For the speaking, you have to speak to the computer. So you have to make sure that your headset is working. So before you start, they are going to give you like something to read to test your headset, and then play it back. After reading that, you play it back to yourself to see if you can hear yourself, okay? Now, the Pearson test of English, the speaking and the writing are the first module, and they last between 54 to 67 minutes. And after that, you get to the reading module, which lasts for 30 minutes, and then the listening module as well, which lasts for 30 minutes. So at the end of the day, you're having like 2 hours to finish this exam. Now, most of my students do not spend the entire 2 hours writing this exam. You can also write the exam in less than 2 hours and go away as you finish. Just click on submit and you leave the exam hall. Now, this exam doesn't take many days to come out. On their website, they actually said 48 hours. Okay, but like just in between a window of 1 to 5 days, the test result is made available, and you can decide to share it with the institution that needs it or with the migration agent that needs it. All right, so the first thing is understand the exam structure. Now, the first task you will be encountering will be the speaking. For the speaking, they expect you to have a good fluency. They expect you to have a good pronunciation, and then the third criteria you'll be marked for will be the content. Now, depending on the different tasks that you'll be faced with, the content will vary. For the speaking module, you have 5 tasks in the speaking module. We have the read aloud, the repeat sentence, we have the describe image, the retell lecture, and answer short question. So you're being graded for contents, you're being graded for pronunciation and oral fluency. Now, depending on the particular task, they have different scores for these different criteria. But fluency and pronunciation are the most important thing expected for you to do very well in the speaking module. Then after the speaking module, it takes you to the writing module. Now, your writing skills will be assessed. Don't forget that. And then for the writing, prior to this time, for some part of the speaking module and the writing module, we used to use what we call a template. Okay, it's just a write-up put together to help you make your fluency to be good. Okay, but now because of the human interferences, those templates might not be working. You have to try to speak and maintain your fluency so you can get a high score for the speaking. Then in the writing as well, we used to have a template, a pre-made write-ups where you can just add few points from the essay, from the given essay to get a good score. But now those things will not really work. If you do not really write up stuff based on the content, you'll be getting 0 because the content is like the prompt. You're supposed to develop it. You're supposed to add more to it. And if you fail to do that, you get 0. And also the form, which is the number of words they ask you to write. If you write anything below 120 words and then you're getting 0 for content, you automatically get 0 for the PTE writing. The PTE writing is actually not difficult. It's just for you to understand what you should do and what you should not do. That way you get a good score. And then we move on to the PTE reading, which is 30 minutes. The PTE reading has 5 tasks, and the first 2 of the most important ones, which are the reading and writing fill in the blanks and reading fill in the blanks, you'll be marked based on your knowledge of vocabulary, your knowledge of collocation, that's group of words that go together. You'll also be marked based on common sense. I try to use that word common sense because sometimes if you look at the sentence, you should be able to pick up the answer that should be in the blank. It's not rocket science, okay? And then the other tasks like the other tasks in the reading that might be very logical will be the reorder paragraph. It's a bit logical. A lot of people find it difficult to rearrange the sentences in their right order. Then we have the multiple choice questions, which are not that relevant for you to pass the exam. Then after the reading, you have to go to the listening. So for the reading and the listening, time management is key. You need to manage your time yourself. The computer doesn't manage your time for you in the reading module and the listening module. So after the reading, after you have managed your time very well, it will take you to the listening. For the listening, there are 8 tasks, but all those 8 tasks are not so important. There are some tasks in the listening module that can help you pass the writing module. Okay, that's one thing that makes the PTE unique of all the other English exams. And some tasks in the speaking will help you pass reading and listening. Then some tasks in the reading module will help you pass the writing. Some tasks in the listening module will also help you pass the writing and the reading. So PTE is still the very best exam if you ask me. Okay, the next point I want to talk about here is PTE resources. Now, first of all, I said you have to understand the structure and pattern of the exam. The next point I have here is you making use of PTE resources. Now, there are a lot of resources out there that can help you prepare for the exam. First one is the English Prep Class practice website, which is free at the moment. So it's www.englishprepclass.com.au. Now, there are other resources like the APUNI, like the Language Academy, and the other numerous practice resources or practice websites that you can practice on. Then we also have the official Pearson website. I think it's www.pearsonpte.com. You can also practice there free of charge. So these are resources that you can practice with for you to pass the Pearson test of English. Then the next thing I have here is before you begin to practice, you need to understand what is expected of you. I mean, you cannot go into a war without your armory, like without the weapon of war, okay? So you have to prepare. You need to understand what is expected of you. That way you know exactly what to prepare for. So I said here as well, while practicing, if the time is not conducive for you, if you're not meeting up with the time, you can actually ditch the time and just practice on your own. Yes, so for the time management, if it's not working, it's not working. So leave the time, ditch the time, and focus on understanding the exam, understanding the format, understanding what is expected of you for each task. And if you do, then you can begin to work with the time allotted, so you can work within a certain time range. Okay, now if you fail a question, do not be in a hurry to just go to the next question. Try to find out, why did you fail that question? What was wrong with your own response? That way you're working towards understanding how to tackle each question in the Pearson test of English. Now, another thing I have here is keep practicing until your score improves. Don't be in a hurry. Now, it's better you take time, understand the format, practice with the resources, and work with time, and then go and write the exam and get a good score, than for you to say, oh, Juliet, I have just 1 week to prepare for the exam. So what have you been doing since that you're making it, that's making you not to have enough time to prepare for the exam? Now, if you prepare adequately for this exam, using all these instructions I'm giving here in this video, then you'll be sure to pass your Pearson test of English in 2025. Okay, so these are the things I really wanted to talk about here. Then finally, if you're looking for a very high score, like from band 79, or from 79 plus and above, what you need to do is to try out the official scored test from Pearson. Okay, I'm going to put in the website here where you can access those scores. Now, for me, despite the fact that I have a website, the most reliable website is still the official Pearson website, actually their score test, for you to know if you've done well, for you to know if you've practiced enough, and how your exam is going to be. You should try the official scored Pearson test. It's about 49 Australian dollars inclusive of GST. So the official scored Pearson test remains my go-to. Even me as a tutor, I still buy those scored tests. I still practice on it, just to make sure my teaching skills are still up there. So these are the things I wish to share with you as you're preparing for your Pearson test of English in 2025. It's not a stroll in the park anymore. You have to put in the work. The tutor is just there to guide you. Somebody said, oh, what's the guarantee that I'm going to pass? I'm not a magician. I can only help you, show you what to do, but it's left for you to do those things that I show you. Now, if you're new to this channel, my name is Juliet, and this is my YouTube channel. Please, it's free for you to click on the like button and on the subscribe button. You can watch other YouTube videos on my channel because it's free, and you can share it with anyone that is preparing for the Pearson test of English. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.